Thank you for your sacrifices that you continue to make, to see that the mandate keeps finding expression, to see that people are helped, people come to the knowledge of the truth. That's what it's all about. Brother Paul says, death works in us so that life can work in the people. So as we continue to strive and push, many more will come. Amen. Many more people will come to the We don't stop. Whatever you do consistently, whether it is gospel or secular or physical, anything you do consistently eventually succeeds. So consistency is the name of the game. Anything you are not consistent with, even if you are intelligent, you will never succeed at it. But even if you are a dumb, for lack of a good word, and you are doing something consistently, it will work. If it doesn't work today and you keep at it, it will work tomorrow. If it doesn't work tomorrow, if you stay with it, it will work next tomorrow, because life is about what goes around comes around. So you miss the opportunity, but you keep working. You keep working, the opportunity will come, and because you've been consistent, it will strike and it will work. That's how life works. That's why you find that when people are consistent with something over the years, they succeed. And that kind of success is durable success. It's not hit and run. Hit and run is like trial and error. If anything goes wrong, you won't know what happened that you succeeded. But if it's consistency, it will work. So that's what we strive for. That's why the Bible uses the word faithful. It is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. Faithful is consistent. It means you're consistently, constantly constant. Constant. In season, you are constant. Out of season, you are constant. When you are sick, you are constant. When you are well, you are constant. When it is working, you are constant. When it is not working, you are constant. Then down. It will work. Same thing with ministry. Ministry calls for consistency. Ministry is not rocket science. It's just consistency. That's why even people who are preaching nonsense, who have done it for years, they are successful. People say, but the man is preaching nonsense. Why does he have that crowd? He understands how life works. He knows that consistency is the name of the game. The problem sometimes with people who preach the truth of the gospel is they are not consistent. People who preach the truth of the gospel, they are not consistent. They believe that because they have truth, they can get away with some inconsistencies. Then the thing is not going to work. It's not going to work because it is truth. It's going to work because you gave it the approach that is supposed to be given. I don't know if we understand. That's where it works. So with evangelism, if you're consistently doing evangelism, it will work. Even you will master the art of evangelism. It took you 30 minutes to convince somebody last time. After a while, within 2 minutes, you have convinced because you have mastered the skills of evangelism. Same thing with prayer. When you get used to praying, after a while, you will just find out that you know exactly what to say in prayer, to get people healed, or to get people saved, or to get people blessed. So it calls for consistency. What you do all the time, what you do all the time, what you do all the time. Even with preaching, I preach all the time. Because anytime I go on vacation from preaching and I come back to preach, I get rusty. You may not know, but I know. I know that I'm not smooth. I'm not flowing like I would have been flowing if I had been preaching non-stop. But after a while, then I get back in it. So if with something as preaching, which you already know what to say, yet because you took a break, it affects the flow, then you can imagine that's the way life is. So consistency. Evangelism, let's be consistent. Say, do not be weary in well-doing. For in due season you shall reap if you don't have consistency. Consistency. Somebody, one commissioner came to church, state commissioner, came to visit church, and then we asked him a few years ago to come up and greet the church. He came up and he said, when you urinate in one spot, it will gather foam. But if you scatter your urine around, it will not gather foam. So if you keep pounding something and you stay with it, it will work. So he was encouraging Power City members to stay and be committed in church. They shouldn't be moving around back in the days. So even secular people know that is the principle that makes things work. It's got to be consistent. You know, a father looked at his son and he said, as unstable as water, thou shalt not excel. Because once a man is unstable, he can never excel. So